do.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Okay.
Cassidy. Look at Emily over there. Has a dog ever gone from so sad to so happy so
The thing
fast?
is, her face does look like an 11-year-old, but look at her body. She looks so young and just little. Looks like a little young.
Wait, so we lost the chicken?
Yeah, I don't think we will go back to erase on the board. So I went to the co-op. There was a free Americana rooster that was 16 weeks old.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Because
we would love to not have to go buy.
We need one rooster.
We need one rooster.
Yeah.
Middle Tennessee Chickens on Facebook is the best.
Yeah, we could do that.
We need to go there.
You know what, though? Our barred rock rooster was the most beautiful rooster. It was an accidental rooster. It should have been a pullet. It should have been a female.
And it was so mean.
They were all so mean.
Dude,
they were all so mean.
We've learned a lot of lessons on this place.
I know.
And I'll tell you one thing, pecking order is one of them.
It is. It's pecking order.
Go, Emily, go. You're doing great, baby.
Good. Mark your spot.
Mark your spot.
Go.
Mom, if you started running around, you'd probably get real warm.
Probably. It is actually great weather for us to get some work done in because we won't sweat.
It's also great weather to get our work done in because we don't have to feed a 5- and 6-year-old 17 snacks every 5 minutes.
Well, we haven't shared on the vlog yet. We are trialing out this semester, letting the girls go to a little
Here,
co-op.
will you catch my phone? I have to go pick up that poop.
Okay. Jump.
So this semester, we're actually going to be trialing. Oh, that's a dirty lens. Daddy yells at me for a dirty camera. So we are actually having the girls do a little homeschool co-op once a week. And so they get to go be with friends, and then the next day they have dance class, and then we go to church, and then we have a neighbor down the road that we visit a couple days a week. So my kids are with friends practically every day, but they are very social. So it allows me to actually get some work done, which is going to be super beneficial because trying to work with 3 kids at home while they need you is really hard. So Cassidy and I are going to get some one-on-one time, which I don't think we really ever have, except for when I was in the hospital with her. Cassidy, I forget, what was I going to say? Okay, don't touch it. Ay. Okay, well, when you run, how is she learning how to unzip that? Oh, it was all zipped, and there I'm a hot mess. Philip, need a rag. Okay. You wipe it up. Wipe it up. Good wiping. All right. Sticky. Say, Mommy, a sweet coffee. That's sticky. Sticky. Okay, so what I was saying was we are enjoying some one-on-one time with Cassidy because maybe she won't be the baby forever, which is crazy. But today is a patch change day. So one little trick for if you have to take any kind of medication every other day is to know in the month, are you on even or odd? So right now I'm on odd days, and then on the 31st of January, every other day, I'll switch to even days for February 2nd, and then I'll stay on even days. So in your mind, you know, wait, it's an odd day. Today is the day. Did I do it yesterday? I'm not sure. There's plenty of different medication tricks, but that one has been really helpful over the years. But so I'm going to move my patches. So a recommendation I've gotten in the past is to put on your new ones and then quickly take off your old ones instead of taking them off, letting you sit without anything on for a little bit, and then putting the next one on. I try to bend my stomach a little bit and kind of see where like my stomach makes like natural indents and curves. So that way when I'm moving for the next couple of days, it doesn't like crease and like want to peel off the sticker. feels so good to take off the old ones because they start to itch a little bit. And I'm gonna hold it, really make sure the adhesive is working, but like, I wouldn't want to like put a sticker like where I would get like a crease. Does that make any sense? Okay, so on our video of us going into the clinic, I was saying that they didn't order me the steroids that I've done in the past, and they didn't order me the oral estrogen, and they were just gonna do patches, and we were just gonna do more of them, which is more their standard protocol. They said they used to do the steroids, which is a dexamethasone and a Medrol, through the transfer. And they said the theory behind it was to keep your body from possibly fighting off the embryo, but I don't think there was enough research for them to keep it as their protocol. However, because it worked in the past for us, the doctor decided to order all the medication that I've done in the past and just stick with my previous protocol. So therefore we won't be able to say, well, it's because we did it wrong. And we can just say it wasn't because we tried to go with a different protocol. So in my corner of my bathroom, I've got all of my meds. I usually will take everything at night, other than the twice a day, which is the estrogen I'll take in the morning, and then I'll just try to take everything at night, just so I don't forget. So I decided to start the antibiotic. I don't know if that made it into the vlog the other day, but I was wondering, should I do the antibiotic? Is it super duper necessary? But Philip was like, are you crazy? Just stick with what you've done. So we're just doing everything. But I was telling Philip that it feels really good to be on hormones again, just because my body doesn't love to make a lot of estrogen, and having hormones in your body can make you feel good. Yes, if you have too many hormones, then it can also not make you feel good. But I've been kind of thinking through my life since hormones entered it, which is puberty, and how at the time I was really struggling with stomach aches, and at the time we thought something was going on. And yes, baby. You want a banana? Yeah. You want a banana too? Yeah. I did you cute. I'm gonna say I want a banana. Yeah. You want to take the books? Go take those to Titsy? Titsy, okay. So before anybody even knew what gluten was, literally when I was in high school, no one even knew what gluten was. Now the whole world does. But I went to a naturopath, and we decided that I would cut out wheat and dairy and sugar and things that would possibly cause inflammation in my body, and my stomach aches did go away. But looking back, and I've learned a lot about metabolic eating and just really nourishing your body. And so did eating that way help decrease my stomach aches, which possibly could have been endometriosis anyways. I just didn't have lower issues. Mine was like up here, but I do have endometriosis in my abdomen, so maybe that was the pain. I don't know. I truly don't know. Was it intolerance of foods? Maybe. But cutting out all those foods and then just replacing it with corn products and processed foods in other ways, I wasn't necessarily nourishing my body in a different way. So metabolic eating talks about how diet culture can just screw with our hormones. And that's just been a big red flag that I've just been really processing and thinking about over the last year since I've learned about it. And it just talks a lot about these fad diets that I don't even want to say them out loud because I know it can be super controversial and people say they feel great on it. And you might feel really great. And I felt really great eating that way too. But it was talking about how it throws your body into a fight or flight situation, that you feel good because you are in fight and flight mode where you are just kind of surviving. I'm just really curious on, did I mess up my hormones during those young years? And what would my life be like if I didn't change those hormones? I'm just very curious. Now, do I think conventional dairy and conventional wheat is good for you? No, I really don't. But an organic wild wheat that people used to use 100, 200 years ago, I think they were all good. The dairy that I know everyone has to make their own decision, but with all the research I have done, raw dairy, because you guys have heard me, I'm talking about getting a cow. Am I getting a cow specifically because I always dreamed about getting a cow? Not specifically. I'm more doing it because I feel like it's beneficial to my family, to our health. And I went to the allergist with Cassidy last year, and they about jumped down my throat when I was talking about, well, I don't know, like maybe if I try raw dairy. And I had already known of somebody that we were possibly going to get raw dairy from, and they just jumped down my throat. And I feel like it's hard when people don't seem to totally do their research. And that's even when I went through nursing school. You're told something, you believe it, it's absolute, and then you regurgitate that information over and over to other people. But are you actively doing research yourself? Are you actively trying to learn versus just regurgitating information that you feel like you've been told? I have a hard time with that right now. And with raw dairy, back in the day, you had your own cow. You were clean and sanitary yourself. Of course, you need to pasteurize the milk when it's going to these big conglomerate bins coming from many farms, hundreds of cows. The chance of contamination, extremely high. So yes, we don't want to get sick, but for people to jump down someone's throat of raw dairy is so dangerous, if you actually do your research and learn about the enzymes and the nutrition and all the things that the raw dairy is actually really good for you, raw dairy doesn't spoil. You open milk that's been sitting in your fridge for a while and you're like, ooh, wouldn't drink that. Raw dairy doesn't smell like that. It goes sour, where you could switch it to a sour cream and turn it into what they call clabber, but it's not going to have that odor. That odor is from spoilage. It's from contamination. And if your raw milk goes bad, you're going to know it. Anyways, this is my little tangent of wondering, taking out all these foods, did I kind of mess with my hormones with just eliminated diet and not focusing on nourishing the body and more being concerned of where's the wheat coming from? Where is the dairy coming from? Instead of saying it's evil, that's the culprit, that's the issue. So since coming to our little homestead, I make sourdough, which is fermented, which helps break down the phytic acid that the wheat carries that is hard to digest. Anyways, this little side tangent. I just think hormones are super beneficial and they feel really great when they are in a healthy balance in your body. And my heart right now is I hope that everybody gets to have a healthy hormone balance, because I have struggled for half my life to have hormones that have been out of balance. And I'm just really hoping that nourishing my body with whole foods has been slowly switching that. And I feel different since moving here. I feel different since adding food back. I feel better having an extra 10 pounds on me since I tried to get pregnant last time. I never tried to be itty bitty, and at the time I didn't think I was itty bitty, but looking back, I feel so much better with this weight, and I hope that I always have that. And going forward, hopefully I'm going to be adding another 30 pounds over the next year. Okay, our day flew by, but we took the girls to dance, we ran some errands, went to the park to get internet. Yes, we are still living in the hole of no internet, and yes, we need internet for our job. And when we were looking at this house, we thought we had enough internet with our little hotspot that we brought. Anywho, we were still working on that. We thought we had a glimmer of hope, and then the company said, oh wait, no, you're 2 miles away from where you need to be. Okay, I'm just ending the night. So I literally just took all of these, which is baby aspirin, estrogen, some antibiotic, azithromycin. They usually order doxycycline, but it makes me super nauseous, especially if I have an empty stomach. So with Cassidy, and possibly before I switched to azithromycin, and they just kept the same protocol. And we did add the steroids back, so I'm taking dexamethasone up until the transfer, and then I will be switching over to Medrol. Yes, I am hyped up on a lot of drugs, and this is not normal, and this is weird, and even my brain sometimes is like, it's just so much. But there are a lot of diseases and illnesses that people take medication for, and we don't even think twice about it. And for some reason, infertility gets put into its own separate category instead of finding treatment that helps you heal through some brokenness in your body. There's a lot of strong, deep feelings when it comes to infertility, and everyone needs to walk their own journey and find their own route. And Philip and I, if you guys are new, welcome. My husband and I have gone through infertility since our whole marriage. We struggle with severe male factor infertility. I have endometriosis, and I also have a clotting disorder called factor V Leiden. And sometimes there are these moments where I don't know how much my infertility is impacting us not being able to have children because our male factor, it's literally impossible, even with an IUI. And yes, God can do anything, I know that, but with the numbers, it's not possible, and IVF is the only treatment for our current male factor infertility. And so sometimes I wonder, how much am I contributing to the infertility side? But I want to encourage you that when it comes to infertility, it's not his diagnosis, her diagnosis. I really want to encourage you that you guys are together as one. And so even from the beginning, before we knew about my endometriosis and we only knew about Philip's male factor, it was our infertility. So just an encouragement of the day. Going forward, when you talk about infertility, instead of saying she has this, he has that, we try to say it as we have male factor infertility, we have endometriosis. And maybe not always exactly that way, because I can say I have endometriosis. That's fine. Doesn't bother me. But more just the heart behind it in sharing with others that you're one in your infertility, because you coming together struggle, and there are treatment options for infertility. And so welcome along again on our infertility journey of trying to grow our family. Where I left you last year, as in just a few weeks ago in December, Philip ended up switching to a different urologist. It's a long story, but the one that he went to go see, no one should ever go see him. And I won't say names. If you want to email me and ask me, and I will just tell you that was not the person. But if you message me and say, oh, is it this person? I will say, please don't go to him. It was really bad. So he's seeing a different person within the practice, actually. And so his varicocele surgery got pushed, but it's not changing our IVF plan going forward. It's more trying to possibly fix his infertility long term. I'm going to wash my face, get into bed while everyone in my whole house is snoozing. And good for them, but I got the house picked up. I hate waking up to a messy kitchen. My camera really died on me. Okay, should I get my chicken headband for my chicken lady? So if you guys are just coming back from following our infertility journey, and that's kind of where your heart is, or maybe where your journey is, well, over the last couple of years, we have been developing our homestead, and I am somewhat of a chicken lady. But my real encouragement of trying to keep your infertility diagnosis as both of you, I'm not saying that because I didn't struggle. When we first got diagnosed with male factor infertility, there was a couple of days where I had a hard time looking at Philip, and I'm just being brutally honest. It was really hard because my whole dream since I was little, I just wanted a big family. I wanted to be a mom. And when we got that male factor diagnosis, it was extremely hard for me. Ready to watch the black just roll off my face. Look at that. All my makeup will be gone in just a second. And this is the best part, is you have a hot towel and you close out everybody yelling at you around you, and you just enjoy your own time for a second. Look at that. All good. So anyways, I say that because we are 10 years into, well, let's see. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah, we are 10 years into struggling with infertility. But I have to say, stepping back to that first year, those first months, getting to that 12-month of trying and officially trying to get out of denial and being willing to go see somebody, man, those memories are so vivid. It was really hard. Philip and I made a commitment at that point that it was us going to face this together. And yes, it was extremely painful to find out that it was going to be really hard to grow our family. But being committed to each other is so important. 70% of people that go through infertility end up divorced. It's the same divorce rate as losing a child, because with infertility, your body was not meant to experience loss after loss after loss, and that is what infertility is. It is a death of a dream every single month. I want to tell you it gets easier, but that's not fair. Infertility pain will be forever because it is a lifelong journey, but the empty arms, that is a pain that is excruciating. But I will just explain our story. Our first 2 kiddos were adopted. We went through an infertility treatment between our first 2 kiddos and then put our IVF on pause to adopt our second. And then when she was to the age that we were no longer drowning, we decided to move forward with that IVF treatment. Now, did we know that it was going to take a long time? No. And we went through 4 transfers that you guys, a lot of you guys, came on our journey with for years. If you guys have questions and if there's certain things specifically you want me to touch on, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. But I'm going to try to get to bed and keep myself healthy going into these next few weeks. So thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you guys in our next video. Go let your love multiply. Bye guys.